Today on Alaskan Ballistics, 223 Remington versus 300 Blackout for deer hunting. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Alaskan Ballistics. Thanks for stopping by. Today I have Matt with me from Alaskan Frontier 1. Go check out his channel. Link in the description. And he brought his 300 Blackout down from Fairbanks, where it was much colder, like -30, -35 today. And it was like 10 where we were. So, he had a 40-degree t-shirt weather at 10 degrees, 40-degree increase, whatever. And we decided, I told him, hey, when you come down, I got this 300 Blackout ammo and no gun to shoot it in, and I got 223 to compare it with. So this is Winchester deer season. I would never use either of these rounds, especially with this ammo for, tough Alaskan game like moose or black bear, or definitely not brown bear or caribou. I would not use these rounds. It'd probably do okay on a caribou if you hit it in the right place. Same thing with, ear holing a black bear or something. But it wouldn't be my round. But as a deer hunting, and I have killed 6 deer with an AR-15 with lesser rounds than these. I killed 6 does in Georgia over food plots, shooting them all brainstem meets the neck with 55 grain VMAX, and it does the job. It drops them right there, lights out. But if you're a body shot, maybe you want a kid to shoot their first deer, you don't want any recoil, which an AR-15 doesn't have any recoil comparatively, maybe this is something you're looking at, 300 Blackout or 223. For the 223, we have my JT distributing kit, AR-15, you've seen it before, the M4 carbine-ish here. And for the 300 Blackout, it's an Aero Precision build. I'm going to let Matt from Alaska Frontier 1 tell you all about it.
Yeah, so it's basically an Aero Precision build in 300 Blackout. Pretty basic 300 Blackout AR. That's 16-inch barrel.
So we're going to take this ammo out to the range and we're going to play with it and see what it does. And is this something you would actually deer hunt, whitetail deer hunt with from a deer stand in the lower 48? Let us know in the comments if you would like this round. Here we go. 223 AR-15 16-inch for deer hunting. If you're going to deer hunt with one of these, is the Winchester deer season 64 grain good ammo. Let's see how consistent it is over the chronograph. Obviously, if I were deer hunting with a 223, which I have done, I would use a 20-inch and get some good velocity and probably a tip TSX too. But let's see how this works. 2742, 2707, 2728. Glasses fog up in the winter, man. Anybody knows glasses that don't fog up in the winter, let me know in the comment section. 2723, 2743, and 2685 on that last one. That last one on the opening, maybe it just, I don't know, it just chronographed pretty low there on that last one. Now let's see how this 300 Blackout with Winchester deer season does. 1894, 1908, 1907, 1889, 1901, and 1889. So not a bad spread, about 25 feet per second, and not extremely powerful. It's about like a 30 carbine, really. Really, it's about like a 30 carbine, but a little bit heavier bullet. So let's see how they do in a penetration test. Which would you use for deer hunting with an AR-15?
So here is our add-up slide. I won't read it to you and insult your intelligence, but you can see all the numbers there. I think the standard deviation was great for the Aero Precision 300 Blackout. 150 foot-pounds of energy more. I think I would go with the 300 Blackout if I had to take body shots. Our shout-out this week goes to Alaska Frontier 1, who came down from Fairbanks and brought his rifle to be in the video and did some of the filming. Big shout out to his channel. Gun stuff, but also some woods and survival stuff. Go check him out.
Here we go. We got 300 Blackout, Winchester deer season, 150 grain. We're gonna try it on these pork ribs and all that stuff here. Here we go. 60 yards or so. All right, I think I made a good hit. Let's see. It's been hard sighting these things in. I'm hoping we somehow got the bullet, but I don't think we did. All right, so we made a good hit on the meat right here in the middle. It did hit kind of to the side of the water jugs. You can see it ripped through the sides a little bit, but it did a lot of meat damage on that pork loin. It's a little high. We've had issues with them. This particular round shooting high. It's probably his cheap Vortex optic. All right, Leopold's the way to go, right? Anyway, and went through one water jug, came out. Looks like it came out this water jug. This water jug's intact. Hit our backstop somewhere. I don't see the bullet. Yeah, we're not gonna find that bullet, I don't think, unless it's around here somewhere. It's on the ground. Only way we're gonna find that bullet is it's on the ground. I found a piece of the jacket, that's it. Right over here on the ground. So, looks like it did actually, it looks like it went in between the bones too. So it wasn't a bone making it deflect. It was just that distance right there. Not good. We're gonna shoot it again with 223 and see how we do with 223. That's all we found was a fragment. Hopefully we'll find some more. Almost jacket separated. Look at that. You can move it in and out.
That's great.
Yeah. So we were setting up for the 223 thinking we didn't find it, and we pulled it out and it had gone through and bounced out and was underneath one of the jugs on the table, and that's our 300 Blackout round. 150 grain. It shedded all its petals. I'm sure its weight, I can't believe it stayed together that well.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would kill a deer, you know, whether or not you get a good enough blood trail to make it lose blood pressure quickly enough. That's the issue.
Yeah.
That is the issue. So let's see how that does. We'll take it back out to the house and weigh it and measure it and do all that jazz. You got me in the photo and everything?
Yep. You're good.
You got the
Yep.
target and everything too?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. Tell me when you're recording. Okay, cool. Here we are, back with the 223, and let me get my iPro on here. And we got the Winchester deer season. This is a 64 grain. So if the 300 Blackout didn't hold together, the 223 probably wouldn't either. Here we are. So here's our 223, but we missed the ribs. The bullet hole went barely high in the paper of the ribs here. Yeah, went barely high, and there's a small bullet hole right in the top of the paper. It didn't even hit the ribs, so it did get caught in the water jugs behind it. So I don't think that's a fair test. So we're going to redo that again. But I did want you to see the bullet there. All right, here we are, take two with 223. Glasses on. Take two, 223, 64 grain, Winchester deer season. Here we are. That one went a little high, so see if Chuck can correct it here. Well, we definitely got some destruction. That's the pork loin. Nowhere near as much meat damage coming out. Looks like the bullet had fragmented in this one. And see where we hit on the ribs here. I still don't see a bullet hole in the ribs. There it is. Yeah, there's a bullet hole in the ribs right there. And just a teeny tiny one. So this is the entry hole here.
Yeah.
Right about where I thought it hit. And then that's the exit hole. It wasn't expanding through the ribs. We got little fragments. There's one, and we blew out the milk jug. That's all little fragments. It looks like it turned or it shifted, and it might be in this jug. It is. So it's typical, the smaller bullet turned a little bit on us. All right. And we lost the core. So there's no core to it. That's all we got in 223. And that's what happens sometimes with them unbonded, ballistic tips that are just jacketed ballistic tips. They're not bonded really heavily. It'd still kill a deer. I've killed deer with less than this before. 55 grain VMAX right through the neck. Whitetails will do the job. But if you're going to hunt with a 223, I say neck shot. Matt, what do you say?
Yeah.
Neck shot?
Probably.
Yeah, you might be all right with the 300 Blackout with a body shot. I still think it's a little light.
Yeah.
Personally. But with that round anyway. So body shot, you probably want to go to a Barnes, 110 grain Barnes, or that hog ammo, the hog hammer full bore stuff from Hornady. That stuff's pretty good too. So okay, 223 versus 300 Blackout. Here's our official 223. 16.1 grains left out of 64. Not great. Out of 150, here's the 300 Blackout. 116.8, so not horrible. There are worse ones out there, obviously, from the 223 version. Now, here's the one that we captured that didn't hit the ribs right from the 223. It doesn't count, but cup and core, 28.0 grains, so still pretty horrible. Captured with the expansion here. We've gone up to 0.449 at the widest point for the 300 Blackout. And the 223 going so much faster with such a much lighter bullet. And 0.565. If I wanted to really stretch it, I could probably get, 0.609. So 223 at least wins the expansion part, which is to be expected. Okay, for hunting deer, my conclusion is that, I probably wouldn't be using this ammo. What do you think, Matt?
No, I don't think I would use this ammo. It seems like it has a lot of jacket separation, a lot of fragmentation, and definitely not a high quality bullet.
Yeah, and I don't mind some jacket separation stuff if I'm neck shooting deer with an AR-15, who cares? But at the same time, if you're teaching a kid where to put it through the body, I don't think either one of these, they'll kill the deer. The deer would be dead, but would you be able to track it? Would you be able to find it? Would it leave an exit wound? And that 300 Blackout, went through, penetrated, and then hit, penetrated two jugs and bounced under something we didn't even see. Is it gonna really leave an exit wound where you can have a blood trail? Which actually drops the blood pressure quicker than something that explodes inside of a deer. And that, it's old school thinking, but it's had studies done that, what actually makes people lose deer is when they shoot it and it explodes inside of the deer, and the deer doesn't have any major drop in blood pressure for a little bit until the organs give out. So that's kind of not pleasant to think about, but I would say stick with Barnes, the tack bullet they have. Or I've shot the Hornady GMX out of a 300 Blackout, and that performed way better, although it was a defensive type 8-inch gun. But it still performed better than this, even at a closer range with the higher velocity.
Yeah, I definitely carry, or when I use this gun, it's with Barnes for sure. I don't go with deer season. So
Yeah. This stuff was fairly inexpensive at $22 a box, I think, for each one of these. In Anchorage, you can probably get it cheaper. Your area, when things come back in stock, you will be able to get it cheaper, hopefully, in your area. Maybe not. I bought this ammo a long time ago to do this video with. So let me know what you guys think. Would you use it? Would you not use it? If it's the only thing you have on the shelf, you know, would you use it? It's really accurate out of my Savage 6.5 Creedmoor. Like, I've done the video with that, and it didn't break us apart as bad with that. You know, it was really accurate. It was a 1/2-inch shooter out of the Savage 6.5 Creedmoor we have. So you guys tell us what you think in the comments. We're on Instagram, Patreon, Facebook. Don't forget to go check out Matt's channel. He was behind the camera a lot today for me. And Alaska Frontier 1, go check him out. Like I said, we're on Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, all of that jazz. We're on MeWe. We have our own MeWe group, so make sure you check out the link there. God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range.